brought a sappy mom book for you. I did. I brought a really, really sappy one. Oh. Look, it's called I've Loved You Since Forever. It's about your babies. You want to hear it? It's a Hoda book. The only time in my life I ever watched morning TV is after I had my child. Alrighty. I've loved you since forever. Yeah, get comfy. I've loved you since forever. Before birds flew over rainbows. And monkeys swung on trees. There was you, and there was me. Say, and me, and me. Well, that should be you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Yeah, you're the me. Before the sun rose in the sky, and honey came from the bees. There was you, and there was me. I've loved you since forever, before the moon lit up the night. And elephants wandered free. Yeah, I know it's kind of a baby book, but I thought your babies would like it. There was you, and there was me. Before otters swam together. And rivers reached the sea. There was you, and there was me, waiting for the day our stars would cross. Yeah, good girl. And you and I turned into we. The end. Did you like it? You are such a pretty girl, Marple. Yeah, good mama. Yeah. I think you enjoy story time more than my own child, so thank you for listening to me. I read a really good graphic novel, but I don't think I do a good job reading that out loud, or I would have brought it. It was called Katie the Cat Sitter. Yep. And Katie cat sit 217 cats. Can you imagine that many cats? It was crazy. That was a Hoda book from the morning show that I can't remember the name of because I no longer watch it. The Today Show, that makes total sense. The Today Show. I also brought Pete the Cat because all kids love Pete the Cat. Well, I would say they love Eric Litwin Pete the Cat, not James Dean Pete the Cat, but I did bring Eric Litwin Pete the Cat. Yeah. It involves some singing though, so I hope you don't mind my singing voice. It's kind of meh. A little meh. Alright, Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Yeah. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. my buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons, my buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 3. 4 minus 1 equals 3. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 2. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 0. 1 minus 1 equals 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? His belly button. And he kept singing his song. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness no. We keep on singing. Buttons come and buttons go. The end. What'd you think of that one? I can't tell. Was it the singing? I know. It's not what I'm best at. But I do love Pete the cat. Oh, you look a little sleepy, so maybe it wasn't terrible. Pete the cat is amazing, but like Eric Litwin Pete the cat, not James Dean Pete the cat. James Dean drew Pete the cat, but Eric Litwin did the stories for the first several books, and they have all the songs, and that's why they're so good. And something happened, and they don't get along anymore, so now James Dean and his wife write the books, and they're not as good. They're not as fun. I know. I'll bring you only the good ones. Can I reach in for another little pet? I feel like I'm pressing my luck, but you don't seem to mind. Can I try petting the babies? I won't pick them up. Can I try petting them? What do you think? Can I go? Hi, sweeties. I was kind of hoping for some little hisses. Is that terrible? There it is, there it is, there it is. They sound like snakes. They sound like little snakes when they hiss. You can wipe my scent away now. You can lick it away. I understand. I know. I don't know if they'll want to hear stories when they're old enough. Well, How active are kittens at like 7 to 10 days? This is all new to me. I only know like active kittens, not like baby kittens. I haven't seen a baby kitten since I was 14. It's been a few years, maybe a few decades. You all are so precious. I know that on the comments. My butt might wonder, but that's a whole other book. Oh my goodness. Alright, my brother's watching. He wants to know what your demeanor is like. I think you're a dream. I do. I think you're an absolute dream. You're so super sweet and chill. You're much chiller than I was as a mama. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of chill. Oh, I got some good pictures. They don't hear till they're 17 days? I don't know why I thought it was 7 to 10. But funny enough, at like 8 weeks, you can pack them off to college. And off they go, right? Yeah. This has been really cool for me. Yeah, I feel very lucky. Very lucky. Although I think watching your babies get picked up with a spoon might be my, my favorite thing I've seen all week. Yeah, like their soup. Kitten soup. Anisha, she's great. Like, she hasn't hissed once. No snappies, no hissies. She's been very patient with me. I feel very, very special. I do. Everyone looks so sleepy. This music is actually really relaxing too. It's like spa music. I don't know why the baby's hissing is so funny to me, but it's hysterical. Like, I shouldn't want to like make them hiss, but they do look like little tiny snakes. They sound like little tiny snakes. I could listen to the babies hiss all day. It's so funny. Yeah. I'm just kind of like staring at you and I feel bad. All right, I brought a chapter book. Not a long one. I brought a Cam Jansen. And I might be snuggling again tomorrow, maybe? So if we don't finish it today and no one else signs up for that shift, I can finish it tomorrow, right? So let's see. Should we try some Cam Jansen? We have Cam Jansen, The Catnapping Mystery. Wait. Whoa. Okay. Chapter 1. Yuma, Cam Jansen said. It's a city in Arizona. Yuma ends with an A, Cam's friend Eric Shelton said. Now I have to name a place that begins with an A. Cam and Eric were walking through a busy city street with Cam's parents. They were on their way to meet Cam's Aunt Molly. While they walked, Cam and Eric were playing geography. Atlanta, Eric said. That's a city too. It's in Georgia. Eric smiled. Atlanta ends with an A. It's our 6th A. I bet you're stuck. Cam closed her eyes and said, click. Cam always says click when she wants to remember something. Wait, wait, an old man called to his dog, which tugged at its leash, but the dog ran ahead. The dog ran alongside Cam. Stop, stop, the old man called. The dog stopped. It turned and looked at the old man. Then it turned and ran around Cam. The dog's leash wrapped around her, and the old man bumped into her. Cam opened her eyes. It was my fault, the old man said. He unwrapped the dog's leash. And Oliver's fault. We're both sorry. Ruff, ruff, the dog barked and ran ahead. Wait, Oliver, wait, the old man called to the dog. But the dog didn't wait, and the old man had to run to keep up with him. Picture. Stop playing with dogs, Mr. Jansen told Cam. Dad, Cam said and smiled, you know I'm not playing with dogs. I'm playing geography, and I need an A. Cam closed her eyes again and said, click. Then she said to Eric, I'm not stuck. I know lots of places beginning with the letter A. There's Alaska, Arkansas, Ann Arbor, Altoona, Albany, Alton, Allentown, and Akron. Cam smiled. I have a picture in my head of a map of the United States. I'm looking at it. Cam rubbed her chin and said, Akron. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Where is that? Oh, okay. It's a big city in Ohio. Now you have to name a place that ends with an N. Cam has what people call a photographic memory. It's as if she had a camera in her head and pictures of just about everything she has seen. Cam says click when she wants to remember something. She says it's the sound her mental camera makes. Cam's real name is Jennifer, but when people found out about her amazing memory, they began calling her the camera. Soon the camera was shortened to Cam. Cam's eyes were still closed. A woman wearing a purple hat with a large brim and carrying a large bundle bumped into her. Excuse me, the woman said as she walked past. Please open your eyes and look where you're going, Mrs. Jansen said to Cam. Cam opened her eyes. This city is so exciting, Mrs. Jansen said. Please keep your eyes open and look at the tall buildings and all the people rushing around. Cam looked up. She saw a few pigeons resting on a high ledge. She also saw a helicopter landing on the flat roof of a tall building. Please help me find the Royal Hotel, her father said. I think it's on the next block. Yes, look, Mrs. Jansen said and pointed. We must be near the hotel. There's a bellhop. Cam and Eric looked across the street. A man in a blue uniform with gold trim was pushing a cart loaded with luggage. The traffic light turned to red. Cam, Eric, and Cam's parents waited at the corner for the traffic light to change again. While they waited, they watched the bellhop put the luggage into a green van. A very long white car drove past. It turned onto a circular driveway under a red canopy with gold stripes. The driveway was jammed with taxicabs and other cars. This must be the Royal, Mr. Jansen said. It's the only hotel on the street. The light turned green. Cam, Eric, and Cam's parents crossed the street. They walked under the canopy. A man in a red uniform wearing a red cap opened a large glass door. "Welcome to the Royal," he said. Are you enjoying this one? What do you think? That was the first chapter. We can definitely do another because I'm kind of enjoying it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Chapter 2. The lobby was crowded. People were standing with their luggage by the long front desk. People were sitting on chairs and couches. There was a red piano on a platform, and a woman in a long black dress was playing it. Mr. and Mrs. Jansen looked for Aunt Molly. Then, after a long while, Mr. Jansen called, "Molly, Molly!" He waved to a woman sitting by a large potted palm tree. Aunt Molly looked across the lobby, right at Cam, Eric, and Cam's parents. Then she looked at the people sitting on the couch next to Mr. Jansen. She turned and looked at the woman playing the piano. Then she looked at the palm tree and smiled. "No, over here," Mr. Jansen called as he walked toward Aunt Molly. Cam, Eric, and Mrs. Jansen followed him. Picture. Yeah. "Oh, what a surprise seeing you here," Aunt Molly said. She waved her hands in front of Mr. Jansen and said, "But I can't talk to you right now. Someone is calling my name." "That was me," Mr. Jansen told her. "It was?" Molly asked. "Oh, of course it was," she said. She hugged Mr. and Mrs. Jansen. "Oh my," she said when she looked at Cam. "You and your friend Sheldon are getting so big." "Molly," Mr. Jansen said. "His name is Eric Shelton, not Sheldon." "Is that right?" Aunt Molly asked Eric. Eric nodded. Molly put her hand to her cheek, shook her head, and asked, "Are you sure?" "Yes, he's sure," Mr. Jansen told her. "What have you planned for us?" Mrs. Jansen asked. "You said you would find something exciting for us to do." "Did I?" Molly asked. "I'm a little confused. I've been doing so much traveling. You know," she said to Eric, "I work for an airline. I just came from New Orleans." "New Orleans," Eric said. "That begins with an N." "That's my answer," he told Cam. "Now you need a place that begins with an S." Cam told Molly, "We're playing geography." "That's nice," Molly said, "and thank you." She told Mr. Jansen, "I had such a nice time with you today." "Molly," Mr. Jansen said very slowly, "we just got here. We haven't done anything yet." "Oh my," Aunt Molly said. "That's right." She smiled. "I am very confused today." She started across the lobby, then she turned and said, "Come with me." Aunt Molly led them to a young man at one end of the front desk. Behind him was a rack with folders describing things to do in the city. "Good morning," Molly said. "We're looking for something to do." "Something exciting," Mrs. Jansen added. "Good morning," the young man said. "My name is Michael. Let's see what I can find for you." "Oh no! Do they not like my story?" Michael turned and took a folder from the rack. "How about going up in a hot air balloon?" Mr. Jansen looked at the folder and said, "These balloons go pretty high up. How about something less exciting?" Mrs. Jansen looked at the folder and added, "And less expensive." Excuse me," an old woman said. She pushed ahead of Aunt Molly. She put her hands on the desk. "Excuse me," she said again. "You're next," Michael told her. The woman was very upset. "I can't wait to be next," she said. "It's little Tiger. It's little Tiger. I'm sure something terrible has happened to my little Tiger." End of chapter 2. What do you think? Yeah? Thank you for your honesty. Good mama. Beautiful mama. Oh, stretch out my legs. Yeah. What do you think? You want to do one more chapter before I go? Yeah?